Good morning. Welcome to Arcadia University's 14th hooding and graduation ceremony for our Doctor of Physical Therapy candidates. Today, we honor our graduates who are receiving their doctoral degrees. We are pleased to have one of our physical therapy faculty members start the ceremony with an invocation. Please remain standing for the invocation by Dr. Philip McClure. This will be followed by the national anthem, led by Benjamin Norton and Naomi Cathcart, who will earn a doctoral degree in physical therapy today.
Let me invite all of you to join me in a blessing for these graduates. Lord God, we thank you for this day of great joy as we celebrate these graduates. You've given them many wonderful gifts, and they've worked hard to develop these unique abilities during their time here at Arcadia. We thank you for family and friends who have loved and supported them along their journey, and for the sacrifices they have made to allow these graduates to succeed. We thank you for the friendships formed here, and for the support they have offered to one another through times of great joy, as well as times of sadness and uncertainty. We pray for your rich blessing on these graduates as they move on to new challenges and opportunities. Bless them personally as they move on to new places and new relationships. Bless their friendships, their marriages, their future families. We pray your blessing upon them professionally as well. Give them great passion as they take on the privilege and the responsibility of caring for people who are often frail, hurting, and vulnerable. Enable them to practice with compassion, integrity, excellence, and joy in a system that often encourages just the opposite. May they be people who bless and give life to those around them. God, thank you for how these students have blessed and encouraged our lives. May they know your presence daily and your guidance in every part of life. We invite your presence here now as we celebrate together. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Ben and Naomi, and to the Arcadia University Flute Ensemble for that national anthem. Now I would like to introduce Dr. Rebecca Craik, who last September was named Dean of the College of Health Sciences at Arcadia after serving as chair of the Department of Physical Therapy for more than 20 years.
Please be seated. Thank you, Dr. Nordine. I'd also like to thank the students for their rendition of the national anthem and Dr. McClure for the invocation. As many of you know, Dr. McClure is the new chair of the Department of Physical Therapy here at Arcadia. He is an esteemed member of our profession of physical therapy and has developed an international reputation for his expertise on shoulder function. We are most fortunate and extremely delighted to have him serving as the chair of the department. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to invite Dr. Nicolette DeVille Christensen, the president of Arcadia University.
Thank you, Dr. Craik. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, the faculty, the staff, the students, and the alumni of Arcadia University, it's my honor to welcome all of you to our campus and to this very special ceremony today. I also want to extend a personal welcome to you when you join us in Gray Towers after the ceremony for the reception, that you play with our newly installed elevator. You're the first formal group to receive it, and all the floors are open. We ask you to go up and down. It's got these lifts that go like this, and it's fun, and you can see outside. And as you know, Gray Towers, we are so lucky to have Gray Towers here. It's on the U.S. National Registry of Landmarks and Historical Properties, and as Americans, in America, you know we don't have so many of those. So please enjoy this beautiful property also with us today. I also want to extend a very special welcome to our current and past trustees who have served us so well and have joined us here today. And we also have a very special guest with us today. I would like to ask our President Emerita, Dr. Betty Landman, to please stand and be recognized. Graduates, as you know, physical therapy is among the nation's fastest growing fields. The U.S. Department of Labor projects that the profession will see a 36% employment increase through 2022, due in part to an aging population and a rise in medical conditions that require ongoing care. Physical therapy also is a top 10 profession in many of the national ranking reports in terms of employment opportunities, salary, manageable work-life balance, and job security. But physical therapy is much more than a job or a career, and you know that as you chose this profession, because you are about to enter into a profession that will afford you the opportunity on a daily basis to make a positive and direct impact on the lives of your patients. The vision statement of the American Physical Therapy Association refers to transforming society by optimizing movement to improve the human experience. As physical therapists, you transform society by promoting health and by helping patients achieve more than they may have ever thought possible. You guide them through what can be arduous processes and challenging times. You give them strength, inspire them to dig deep within themselves and to give them hope, which is sometimes what they need most. As physical therapists, you have and will continue to improve the human experience. When I speak with PT students and our alums, though often what I hear is that the patients have an equally transformative effect upon you, that your lives have been improved by the work that you do and the satisfaction you feel. This is a noble profession you have chosen, but do not simply enter into this profession, lead it. You have been given the tools to become leaders in physical therapy, thanks to the evidence-based practices taught by Dr. McClure and our esteemed, highly accomplished faculty who help to define and attain the global standards within your profession and have so for many years. You have collaborated with faculty members on research, presenting your findings at national conferences, as well as on campuses to the Arcadia community. The poster sessions and presentations this week were clear evidence of the interest, enthusiasm, and pride from within the Arcadia community. You have gained valuable clinical skills through experiential learning field studies and service commitments. And many of you have worked with persons with strokes in Jamaica, provided pediatric services in Peru, worked with adults and children in Guatemala, and in amputee and acute care settings in London. Locally, you have helped patients through the Dan Aaron Stay Fit exercise program, Mercy Health Systems Pro Bono Clinic, the West Oak Lane Senior Center, and Folkways Retirement Community. The treatment you provided to patients in these countries and in these locations speaks directly to the vision statement of improving the human experience and to the Arcadia ethos of giving back to the communities we serve. So again, I say to you, lead this profession, use the tools you have gained, and build upon all of your experiences to advance the field of physical therapy, to transform society, and to continue to improve the human experience. We look forward to hearing of all of your accomplishments and ask that you stay in touch with us, particularly your faculty, and with each other. And from a personal level, I ask you to always dance as if no one is watching you. We are so very proud of you. Congratulations again. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, I would like to welcome the guests, the family, the faculty, and friends of the graduates. Today's graduating class includes our entry-level physical therapy students, the post-professional TDPT students, and for the first time, orthopedic residents. Enjoy today's proceedings, the last official event at Arcadia University where you will be students. Tomorrow, you will be Arcadia alumni and our colleagues. With today's commencement, the number of alumni who hold a degree in physical therapy from Arcadia University will total more than 1,800. In the community and within the profession, Arcadia alumni are recognized as outstanding clinicians who carry Arcadia's traditions of research and community service forward in their careers. I am very proud to note that our exemplary faculty include 6 of those alumni: Dr. Brian Eckenrode, Dr. Amy Miller, Dr. Scott Stackhouse, Dr. Janet Redinger, Dr. Karen Sawyer, and Dr. Susan Tomlinson. I would like to recognize and have stand the members of the platform party on the stage. Could all of the members of the President's Cabinet please rise and be recognized? Could all of the members of the Provost Cabinet and our Mace Bearer Professor Pradyumna Chauhan please rise to be recognized? They don't have to be here. They came because they wanted to celebrate with us, so thank you very much. Finally, would the PT faculty please rise? We are extremely grateful for the outstanding faculty who have put Arcadia's program in high esteem within the national physical therapy community and abroad. Now it is my pleasure to invite Dr. Kristen Vanita, a member of the physical therapy faculty, to the podium for the introduction of our guest speaker.
Good morning. It is my pleasure and honor to introduce this morning's keynote speaker, Dr. Michael Johnson.
Well, I'm used to standing up in front of all of you, but it's a little different view than the last time I saw you, so congratulations, and I'm acutely aware that I'm between you and the celebration afterwards. So I'll try to be brief and as inspiring as I can because you deserve it. So, and I'm going to keep my phone here, not because I'm texting anyone, but I'm just watching my time. Again, celebration is important. So I would say, first and foremost, welcome to the profession. Most of you probably haven't yet taken your licensure exam. No big deal, right? But even without that, I mean it, welcome to the profession. I've been a physical therapist for 25 years now. And I'm looking for a good another 30 to go. There's a lot of work to do. And I couldn't be happier with the work I'm doing, and I hope you feel the same way. The profession has been tremendously good to me, to my wife who's a PT, and I hope it will be the same for you. It is my profession. It is your profession. It is our profession. And what I remember so far in my first 25 years are just the opportunities to help people, to work with students, and just the sort of the incredible, what I've gotten back has been much more incredible than what I've given. And that's what I'm hoping for you. The challenge, as you know, as we've talked together in class, is we have a healthcare system that makes incredible very difficult. The people we serve deserve incredible. So I think a lot about living in a system where the system isn't going to help us, and so how can we get there? And so I have a little advice for you, and I'll try to keep it simple, all right? 4 things. Here we go. 1 PowerPoint slide, that's it, all right? So first and foremost, I think it's important as you move through your career to always question everything. Seek to understand. Question yourself. Question your colleagues for the purpose of wanting to know more and do better. Not necessarily for the purpose of challenging, though challenging is okay, but a healthy questioning. Because what you really need to do is build a system, which this program has already hardwired you for, to proactively grow and learn. And now that you've graduated, the steering wheel is now in your hands. And I encourage you to hold on to that wheel tight because it's a heck of a ride. 2, make sure that you ask for help. And when asked, give help in return. Healthcare is a team sport. Superstars do not impress me. In 25 years, I've seen lots of superstars that have not done a great job taking total care of their patients. They've done their small piece really well, but what we do for people is holistic, all right? So independence and autonomy have their role, but I encourage you to embrace interdependence. All right, that's 2. 3, and this one I think is particularly important in times of change. Assume positive intent. Give others the benefit of the doubt. When things change and are changing quickly, we're all anxious. And when we're anxious, as your family and friends know, we're not always on our best behavior, right? When we're tired, we're not on our best behavior. When our blood sugar is low, we're not on our best behavior, right? So I slept well last night, I ate a big breakfast, and I am slightly anxious, but I'm working on that, right? But be open-minded. It's easier, so you have less control over what happens to you than you do of how you react to what happens to you. So don't assume the worst, because chances are that's not the case. And the anxiety and the frustration that you will cause when that happens will interfere with your ability to take good care of the people who are counting on you. Assume positive intent. And finally, do the right thing. Be courageous. It's easier said than done, but it is essential. Use the evidence and follow the rules. I do not like half of the Medicare rules around payment, but guess what? I signed up to take the payment, and so I live within the rules. It's important. But I do everything I can every day to change those rules so that they work better for the client. So you don't have to like them, I don't, but you do have to follow them. Because if you don't, you won't be able to take care of the clients. Bad things will happen. As my mantra says, the new show, which I have yet to watch, Orange is the New Black, I don't look good in orange, all right? So do the right thing. So think about those things for a second. And I felt to give a talk, I would have to give I'd have to make it, you have to do a quote. Everybody, you have to have a quote, right? So I've looked far and wide for a quote. And what I came back to is a quote I put up on above my desk when I was a faculty member at Hahnemann with some of the people behind you 20 years ago. From a Swiss philosopher. And it says, "Be what you wish to make others become. Make yourself, not your words, a sermon." So we have a health system that's not incredible. And in fact, it makes incredible difficult. So you have to be incredible. But before you can be incredible, you have to be credible to begin with. So, let's review our 4 points once again. Question everything. Curious. Ask for help and give help in return. Reciprocity. Right? Assume positive intent. Empathy. Do the right thing. Discipline. Curiosity, reciprocity, empathy, discipline. CRED, short for credible. Right? Wasn't that witty? Been working on it for 14 months. Whew. All right. So as you prepare now to go out into the healthcare system, so let me take that quote and modify it a little bit. Be what you wish the system would become. Be curious. Be helpful. Be compassionate, be courageous. If you do that, you will be credible. And that, quite frankly, is the foundation in 25 years that I have realized that is the foundation for incredible. The system needs you. We need you. So that said, welcome again to the profession. I, for one, as your now peer and colleague, am incredibly grateful that you're here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. That was absolutely spectacular. We're so very privileged to have you as a member of our faculty and distinguished guest today. Now I would like to introduce Rebecca Adams, who will give the student address. Soon to be Dr. Adams was selected by an overwhelming margin of votes by fellow members. Rebecca.
Thank you, Dr. Craik. Good morning. I know I speak on behalf of my class when I say that we are so very grateful to have had the opportunity to form our physical therapy foundation here at Arcadia. Thank you, Arcadia faculty, for your ingenuity in shaping this program, for your above and beyond commitment to pouring into us and the profession, and for your contagious love of physical therapy. Thank you, family and friends, for the encouragement of your love and support. And thank you for bearing with our incessant requests to measure your impairments in motion and strength and discuss all things physical therapy. In case we didn't express this earlier, we are all impaired. You are not alone in your exposed limited motion, weakness, or disordered movement. But truly, where would we be without you? It is said that a large part of learning is caught, not taught. Arcadia's unique curriculum has filled our PT toolboxes to the brim with an ingrained body of knowledge. From the start, our learning was attached to a tangible patient case. We are leaving, I think you would agree, well prepared to make evidence-based decisions. Yet our time here has also left us imprinted with intangibles, the things we've caught. Values have been modeled by our faculty and our clinical instructors. The very design of our experiences has shaped us. In my opinion, studying for boards is giving plenty of attention to the things that we've been taught. So let's spend the next few moments reflecting on the values we've caught. Let's reflect on collaborative care, teachability, and service. We have, without a doubt, caught collaborative care here. Do you all remember our first time sitting in our new home away from home, room 102? Do you remember Dr. Craig's words to us that day? She told us that we would soon become a family, a team of sorts, not marked by competition, but rather by collaboration. It is a credit to this program, but it's also a credit to each of you, my classmates, that those encouraging words have become a reality. This class is marked by a rare depth and quality of community. We caught it by completing 28 group projects, smiling all the way. How can you avoid being a team with that setup? For each of our clinicals, we have encouraged each other with the hilarity and humanity of first day stories. There's something about hearing that Naomi fainted, and Matt brought 2 scrub tops instead of a scrub top and bottom, that makes you feel like everything's going to be just fine. We all benefited from inviting 56 other minds into problem solving for challenging patient cases via Facebook wall banter. We created a unique class legacy, the PT Olympics, in which interclass teams competed in some interesting ways via PT charades, wheelchair races, and painful electrical stimulation battles, with all proceeds going to the Parkinson's Council. Because we will miss this collaborative community, we joke with underlying seriousness about opening a 57 PT warehouse-style clinic. We would offer everything from women's health to intensive stroke camp-like models to wellness and prevention programs. I think you'd agree we've experienced what collaboration can look like at its best. So let's carry it with us. Let's be committed to cultivating professional interdependence. Let's make sure that our lives stay full of group projects. Collaboration breeds joy and the highest caliber of patient care. Teachability. Teachability is a posture of entering each patient interaction thinking, what can I learn from this person? It's tuning our antennas to hear their story, enter their world, speak their language, and learn alongside them. It's letting go of the need to impose our answers, but instead being open to all of the factors at play, even those beyond our understanding. My classmates could easily come up here and share 57 different inspiring stories of lessons learned through interacting with patients and community members. Our time here has provided a wealth of teachable moments. And so I entered my 6-month clinical thinking, I really love learning from patients' inspiring stories. I'm pretty good at it. So week 1, I met a woman who became known as the patient who hates me. She had had multiple sclerosis for a couple of decades, yet was just then beginning to experience a season of heavy cognitive and physical decline. She was in the midst of a PhD program, and so, being my teachable self, I decided to hear a bit of her story. "How are your PhD studies going?" I asked. She replied, "Don't ever ask a PhD student that question. Ignorant question. Only an idiot would ask such a thing." That's me. So initially, I struggled to not take those kinds of interactions with her personally. I experienced a good amount of dread every time she was to come in. I thought that it would be a great idea to enact a trading patients program. But gradually, I did learn her style, her rhythm. Instead of seeing the patient who hates me, I started to see the patient who must be grappling with a heavy load to produce such bitterness. I learned to meet her where she was without expectation. Her insults started to roll off my back a bit more easily. The realization that it was not at all about me sunk in. It was painful, but I am grateful for that lesson. People are going to come in with a host of responses to traumatic life events. Some will be inspiring, easy to learn from. Others will be angry, suffering the loss of what used to be. The lesson might not go down as easy, But it's still our role to ask that question, what can I learn from this person? And it's our privilege to meet them wherever they are in their journey. Let's leave this teaching greenhouse with a commitment to always be teachable. Finally, service. It's not a list of things that we do, it's a lifestyle. It manifests itself in the beautiful humility of placing another's needs ahead of your own. I believe that in truly serving someone, you are not defined or motivated by the calculated results of your service. You can simply delight in the act of serving. We have had service modeled here by the structure of our experiential learning. We've had the joy of serving in wealthy retirement homes, urban senior centers, a specialized wellness program, and pro bono clinics in Philly and international context. Service has also been modeled by the lifestyles and perspectives of our professors and clinicians within the Arcadia network. In discussing service with them, Dr. McClure commented that patients very much appreciate and respond to true humility, not a false, self-deprecating sort of humility, but projecting a true sense of being a servant while still being confident about what you have to offer. Humility seems to help you stay really focused on the patient rather than forcing the patient into whatever box or fad happens to be your favorite at the time. Dr. Brooke Riley, alumna of Arcadia's program, has served at the pro bono clinic in Jamaica for 10 years. She shared these thoughts on service. Over the years, I have found that the reason people want to come to us for PT probably has more to do with how we treat them and less to do with our knowledge of PT. Don't get me wrong, knowledge is important, and it plays a big part, but perhaps not the biggest part. Part of serving our patients is really listening to them, to validate what they're going through, and also to acknowledge that we are not the fixer or the healer, but someone who can walk beside them and help guide them through the healing process. I know this thought process is not popular because we want the recognition of making people better. But what happens when they don't get better, or they don't get better fast enough? May we leave this place and develop a lifestyle of delighting and serving our patients. My dear classmates, now colleagues, I will miss learning alongside you. But I am so grateful to be a part of the best collaborative network a novice clinician could ask for. An Irish blessing adapted just for you. May the jobs rise to meet you. May your loans be all paid back. May your patient's smiles shine warmly on your face. May the rains fall soft upon your service fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in between the thenar and hypothenar eminences of his hand.
Rebecca, that was spectacular. Thank you so much. Please stay up here, Rebecca. Stay up here for a little bit longer. Today we present a special award in memory of a very special adjunct professor. I would like to invite Dr. Phil McClure to come forward for the presentation of this award.
So this is the 6th year that we have honored Dr. Jill Sissenwein-Berger. I had the privilege of actually teaching Jill at what was Hahnemann University, where she was a star student in her graduating class. Here, Jill was an associate faculty member in our department, and the students loved and respected her. She was a master clinician who understood the psychosocial needs of her patients, and she helped our students learn these concepts and translate them into clinical practice. You can read about her accomplishments during her very short life in the program. But her family is here with us today, and I would ask that they would stand and be recognized. Jill's family and friends raised more than $25,000 to endow this award, which is given in Jill's memory and in recognition of the core values of physical therapy, which include excellence, integrity, compassion, altruism, professionalism, and social responsibility. The recipient of this year's award, you will not be surprised, is Rebecca Adams. I have to tell you about her. Becca graduated from Wheaton College with a bachelor's degree in health science. While at Wheaton, Becca was on the dean's list for 4 years. She volunteered at 2 different skilled nursing facilities and worked with Habitat for Humanity in Savannah, Georgia. She has been a tremendous class leader in our PT program and has excelled both academically and clinically. And I kind of thumbed through her application to find some comments, and this is the one that I chose. In her application, Beckett comments, "I especially love forging bonds with the elderly. They are noticeably touched when I tell them it's a joy to be with them, a highlight of my week. Their stories are valuable and have wisdom that is good for my young ears to hear." Jill would have loved your comments, and she would have loved you. So congratulations. Now, I'm also pleased to be able to recognize our new orthopedic residency program. Under the direction of Dr. Brian Eckenrode, this year-long post-professional program combines specialized didactic education in the area of orthopedics with extensive clinical mentoring. Graduates are prepared to sit for the orthopedic clinical specialty exam offered by the APTA's Board of Specialties. These first 2 residents, after graduating from our DPT program, took a chance upon entering our residency that had not yet received accreditation. Since they've entered, the program has passed the accreditation process with flying colors, and we now have 3 new residents with several more in the application process. As a capstone project, Drs. Fliss and Sinise have submitted a clinical review on adhesive capsulitis of the shoulder that will be published on PT Now, which is the APTA's evidence-based information portal. I'd like to ask Dr. Thomas Fliss and Dr. Matt Sinise to come up and receive your certificate from Dr. Brian Eckenrode.
I offer my congratulations to this DPT class of 2015. I understand how hard you have worked to get here and to complete this program. Before the postgraduate candidates come forward, I'd like to explain the significance of the hood and the gown they are wearing. Hoods bear the university colors and are bordered, so the colors are in the back, are bordered in colored velvet to signify the field of study. The Doctor of Physical Therapy hood is teal. Doctoral students have bell-shaped sleeves with broad velvet chevrons and velvet panels in the front. I'm not going to tell you how old my gown is. I bought it from someone who was retiring, so that tells you something. Many of the sashes that indicate that the students have studied abroad, so the colors match that. We will now proceed to the conferring of the degrees in course and the presentation of the doctoral hoods to our graduates. I'd like to ask our families and friends today to keep both aisles and the line of vision free. Each graduate will have his or her photo taken by the photographers as they accept the degree, and after the conclusion, we will provide ample time for the graduates, faculty, spouses, and families to take photos on the stage. Will the candidates for the doctoral degree in physical therapy please rise? Will Jan Tecklin, Professor of Physical Therapy, come forward to announce the names of the degree candidates?
I have the honor of presenting these candidates who have completed all the requirements for the degree of physical therapy. On the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority invested in me by the Board of Trustees, I confer upon the candidates for the Doctor of Physical Therapy their degrees with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining.
It appears as though the first row of candidates has already stood. So let me start. Benjamin James Adams. Rebecca Ann Adams, with distinction. Benjamin Joseph Alger. Meredith Ann Brigham, with distinction. Andrea Jennifer Bromley, with distinction. Benjamin Wayne Buchanan, with distinction. Naomi Hideko Cathcart. Caitlin Ann Kavanaugh. Megan Christine Sesnan, with distinction. Melissa Lily Chu. Jenna Lynn Cornell. Brianna Margaret Crow, with distinction. Amy Marie DeVoe. Elizabeth DeFebo. Abigail Lee Dingle. Nicholas Dundon. Barbara Millen Ennis. Catherine Ann Erickson. Kelsey Marie Espy. Alexandra Frankel. Matthew Okuda Fukuhara. Marie Juliette Gagne. Courtney Lynn Gass. Kristen Michelle Gazillo, with distinction. Eric Louis Gerzak. It's like Eric brought a crowd. Carolyn Christie Haggerty. Christopher Hall. Jennifer Alyssa Hall. Jennifer is with distinction. Thomas William Hansmeyer. Megan Onrio. Megan Elizabeth Huffnagel with distinction. Timothy Scott Humphreys. Jessica Ruth Jennings with distinction. Adrian Ann Jensen. Matthew Ryan Jimenez. Matthew Joseph Kaiser. Aaron Kyle Kennedy. Lydia Sun A. Kim. Christine Nicole Cook. Alexander Joseph Kostrubiak. Kristen Marie Lenhart. Kevin James Lynn. Evan James Madsen. Mary Angela McKinnon with distinction. Benjamin Christopher Norton. Michael Patrick O'Donnell Jr. with distinction. Annalise Papa. Christina Marie Rodriguez with distinction. Rebecca Shanker. Rebecca Lynn Strawn with distinction. Kate Lindsay Timpson. Sorry, Kate. Colleen Elizabeth Toner Bowman with distinction. Jessica Claire Vaisman. Alan Beaumont Wetzel. Shannon Nicole White. Samantha Joy Will. Samantha Wolesen. The next group are the transitional DPT program graduates. Samantha Brown with distinction. Jody Ann Coluccini with distinction. Allison McCusker Federline. Michelle Fontana with distinction. Whitney Ellen Foxworth with distinction. Kaumudi Gali with distinction. Gregory John Herring with distinction. Amy Elizabeth Horn with distinction. Jason L. Joyner. Laura Nicole Miranda. Jennifer Ann Penns with distinction. Jacqueline Riley. Rebecca Lynn Sauvé with distinction. Sandra M. Tremblay with distinction. Molly K. Whitmire with distinction. Thank you for the privilege of reading your names. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Dr. McClure. Thank you, Jan. Congratulations. Okay. I would like to make a few announcements. We're almost finished. So first, I would like to thank adjunct professors Ed Atkins and Stephanie Watson, who teach in our music department. So thank you. Will you raise your hand so we know who you are? Thank you both. I would also like to call your attention to the notice in the program that indicates that The audience should remain standing, if you are able, until all of the graduates have exited. We would like you to take pictures on the stage afterwards if you would like to, okay? So please stand, allow us to recess. The faculty will be available after the recessional to meet with graduates, family members, here or up at the castle. And please, as President Christensen said, join us in Gray Towers to celebrate today's graduation. Did I forget something?
I'm supposed to do this.
Okay. Okay. Dr. McClure, he's going to give closing remarks.
That's all right. We're a well-oiled machine up here. I'm sorry, but you have to give me one last shot at you, okay? I thank each of you, guests, faculty, and friends for coming. Thank you for being here to celebrate this significant achievement and for your part in their success. To the class of 2015, congratulations. We're so proud of you. Whether you came to Arcadia to receive your first degree or you're a therapist who returned to upgrade your degree, you are now doctors of physical therapy. You took on more debt and commitment to work hard. In addition to the support from family and friends, it took a broad community of faculty and staff, master clinicians, and patients to help you achieve this milestone. Our mission states we want to prepare physical therapists to excel in evidence-based practice, discover new knowledge, assume leadership roles, work collaboratively with other professions, and optimize global health. On behalf of the faculty, we know you're there. Thank you. Entry-level students, in addition to your 36 weeks of direct clinical education, you persevered through 20 case-based units plus PT 605 and anatomy. According to my very rough calculations, you have viewed well over 18,000 PowerPoint slides, and you've answered well over 3,300 test questions, and you're still smiling. 39 of you participated in an international experience. 41 of you participated in faculty-student research, many of which will be presented at our national meeting in less than a month. To the practicing physical therapists in the transition program who return to upgrade your degree, you represent a graduating class of 51 students who range in age from 28 to 56, coming from 18 different states. You deserve special commendation for choosing to return for a doctoral degree. While this new degree may open up some new professional opportunities, we're very aware that it may not result in increased pay. You chose to further your education primarily so that you could remain current and offer the best care to your patients. Thank you for modeling lifelong learning. To all of you, on behalf of the faculty, thank you for the privilege of teaching and learning from you. Your commitment to learning and to patient care really is inspirational, so thank you. Okay, the entry-level students know I can't do anything without saying big picture and bottom line. And so I tried to come up with what I believe is a big picture bottom line, and it's a theme that you've heard today. My personal belief is that life is about relationships, and my own conviction is that the quality of life is a direct function of the quality of your relationships. And I want to suggest that your professional life is no different. And I believe there are three key relationships you need to pursue. And the first is strong peer relationships. This has been a piece of cake for you the last 2.5 years. It's been really a joy to watch you relate to each other. You work hard, but you play well together, and you laugh at each other well. So thank you for that. Many of you have built lifelong friendships, but strong peer relationships will become harder as you leave here. Where you work and with whom you work will influence who you become. So be intentional about planning and having meaningful communication and discussion with your peers. If no forum exists, seek one out or create one. If there's no interest from your peers where you are, move on. Where you work and with whom you work will influence who you become. The second relationship that I think is important is with someone ahead of you on the journey. I've had several mentors over my career, and each has contributed significantly to my development. I can't imagine where I might be without these people. Don't just hope this happens. Seek it out intentionally and respectfully. Persist at it and look for it wherever you can. Build a relationship with someone ahead of you and find excuses to just go spend time with them. Find a great mentor and invest time and effort to be with them. The third relationship I think is probably the most important, and that is with someone behind you. I believe it's absolutely key. To develop yourself, you need to invest in someone else's development. Early in your career, this might be a college or a high school student looking for guidance or a model. But very quickly, most of you will be in a position to say yes when you're asked to take on a student intern or mentor a younger staff member. Go for it. You're now alumni, and we need you. We know you don't have money to send us for quite a while, but you have time and you have incredible talent to help those coming behind you. So please, please, please partner with us in making an Arcadia PT education something special, something incredible. To develop yourself, you need to be investing in someone else's development. So that's my big picture. 3 relationships: peers, someone ahead, someone behind. I want to end with one story. And this is a letter that I received from a patient under the care of one of your classmates. It literally could be any one of you. I know that it could be any one of you, but it's a real one, and for the sake of anonymity, I'm going to call him Joe. Here's what the patient writes. He says, "Please allow me to provide positive feedback on Joe, whom I had the great pleasure of meeting during my physical therapy. I want you to know that Joe is a skilled physical therapist with the kindness and rapport to make PT a partnership. I'm a 60-year-old man who has been athletic all my life, jogging up until the age of 50. I stopped jogging after sensing a pain in my hip and then started power walking 4 miles 6 days a week. 9 months ago, I had to stop power walking due to the onset of a very painful plantar fasciitis. For those of you not in the class, that's nasty foot pain. I sat around and gained weight and lost my muscle tone. It was awful. The podiatrist referred me to PT, and I had the privilege to meet Joe. He took the time to understand my pain, which was a level 6 out of 10, and I was limping. Joe is a personable man, and he got to know me. I gave him a challenge of treating me for 3 weeks, after which I had to go out of state for 2 months. With only 3 weeks, he designed a treatment program that reduced my pain from a 6 to a 0. Yes, I mean a 0. I did everything he told me to do and did my exercises and icing 3 times a day, and he and I worked as partners on this. I'm now back to walking 2 miles a day and still exercising 3 times a day on his orders for another week, after which I will slowly ramp up walking." He continues to write, "But enough about me. I want Arcadia and you as Joe's advisor to know what an awesome therapist he is, which I am sure is a function of your curriculum. His future patients will be lucky to have him nurture them back to conditioning. Simply put, listen to this, simply put, he gave me back my life." Now, nobody thinks of plantar fasciitis as a life-threatening condition, but the patient said, "He gave me back my life." That's what all of you have the capacity and the privilege to do. Give people their life back. So my final charge to you is to do just that. Go give life back to your patients. And if you're dying to know who Joe was, ask Alan Wetzel.
See, we saved the best for very last. Thank you. Now, this really does conclude our ceremony. In honor of the graduates, and as a tradition instilled in Arcadia's commencement ceremonies, we ask that our audience remain at their seats as the deans, faculty, and staff recess and form an honor guard so that the graduates and the newest alums can walk through. Please, please, graduates, walk through the honor guard. Once again, Arcadia University congratulates all of you for this wonderful day, and thank you, speakers and all that attended, for helping us celebrate their success.
Take your music with you, unless if you're coming to flute ensemble, take your music. If you're not, leave it on the stand and I'll get it. Okay?